Hey kids, welcome back to Plantation Bay. Last episode we did a little work on Mount Auburn. Continued to sort of, we also built this bridge, which I'm sort of, for the time being anyway, calling the Outer Bay Bridge. This is Inner Bay, this would be the Outer Bay Bridge. And this sort of highway link here. I wonder if I did that on screen or off screen. I think most of that I did on screen. So anyway, and then I think we put an industrial area there as well, if I recall correctly. Some of you may have seen my new city early access video over the weekend. I've been playing a lot of that game now that it's in early access, and it's a little bit weird coming back to SimCity 4. Although obviously SimCity 4 is for the time being a much more elaborate game. But it'll be interesting to continue to play that game because it's the first thing I've seen in a while that comes close to this type of simulation. So anyway, on that note, let's first order of business. I have a naming suggestion from regular viewer Chong Hyun Chang 3002. He suggested that I name one of the neighborhoods in here something like sort of West Hotville, because this neighborhood is called Hotville, and of course Mount Auburn proper would be this village here that we created quite a while ago. So let's dive into Mount Auburn and put that name down before I forget. We can call it West Hotville. I'm perfectly happy with that. And I got to think about where we're going with this. Certainly, we're at 800,000 regional population. My goal, my short to medium term goal, is to get to 1 million. And I also need to at some point fix the rampant stagnation in Plantation Bay City, and a few of you have made suggestions in the comments, which is always very helpful. Some of you, I'm assuming that some of the viewers of this series are seasoned and experienced players. Other ones may be new players. But some of the more seasoned players have made some suggestions, and they're good ones. Partly relocating some of the commercial jobs out of the central area to outlying areas, which I think makes sense. I think we can do that without sacrificing its status as an office hub. So let's name this neighborhood. And then I'm going to go back out to regional view. Every episode is just going to be like this at this point. It's going to involve a lot of hopping back and forth. So we'll call it West Hotville. Every episode is going to be like that, just sort of hopping back and forth. And at the beginning, at least, and kind of making a plan. Maybe I'll run the clock a bit here. Let's run the clock a bit here and just sort of see where we're at. Yeah, we're getting lots of demand for industry. Especially dirty industry, and that's because, does this city have education? Yes, it does. I think we should actually run the clock a bit here in Mount Auburn. Oh, yes. Yes, we're getting all of these little red, ooh, yeah. Yikes. Okay. We have a private school, that's good. This needs to be fully funded. Let's take the college. College is fine. And the hospital. Ooh. Okay, we need a big hospital here. Or let's go for 2 of those. How's my budget? Okay, my budget's fine. Where's the library? Huh. It's kind of rare to see libraries get over capacity. Let's see here. We need a second hospital. We can afford it. I wonder whether we should put some industry in this city. Maybe some dirty industry on this side of the tracks there. I think I'll just put the other side of this hospital on this side of the street. Although I'm a bit reluctant to use up that. Let's put it here. There we go. That'll do. Oh, I think we don't have any police here, which is never good. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good to run the clock in this town for a bit, get the education levels up. Let's go for a large police station here, and another large police station here, maybe. Okay. Just get rid of all these red all these red guys here. Okay, city water full of filth. I don't really care, to be honest. It does matter, but I mean, this is just it's really only in that corner. I think you get that message. Ooh, we don't have any garbage disposal in this city. That's awfully silly. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna do a garbage. Where is it? It's not there. It's here. Garbage dock, because we'll use the little one, because they don't take up a lot of space and they work quite well. If I wasn't using these everywhere, I would start shipping garbage to certain city tiles, and that's not something I've done thus far in this Let's Play. I'm not really interested in starting to do a lot of neighbor deal type connections, or have kind of a trash city. Oops, so it's not gonna work now, is it? Okay, we'll do it this way instead. Oh, it was like an underground view or something there. Okay, there we are. Oh god. Again with the fast zooming out. Gotta be really, really careful about that. And let's just to reinforce this naming thing here. This is like Mount Auburn. We'll call it like Mount Auburn Village. I think that's good. I'll maybe spend some time off screen renaming. Okay, we've used up all of our residential demand, which is interesting. And that means that we really do need we need parks, and we also need, I think, industry. I'm tempted to put some industry here. I just I don't know that I want dirty industry. I think I would take there's a way, actually, and this is something that I often forget to do myself. Yeah, we need a jail. If you want to know kind of what you've done in terms of parks, you can open the budget here, and it will actually list every single park you've built. So that's really useful. I am going to, for the time being, we do not have a huge budget. I'm going to just put some small parks around some of these blocks. Some of these blocks are kind of very badly designed. I might as well use up some of that space. I'm just going to sprinkle a few around. Okay, and that should, just putting a few of those around should probably give us a little bit more. Oh, disease research center, that's not such a bad thing. Let me just see if we have any rewards, because that's also a way to deal with any. Oh yeah, we haven't placed any rewards here. Okay, let's put the mayor's house in right on along the coast there. Okay. I don't think we're going to put a university here for the time being. Radio station, that's an easy one. We'll just stick it right up here on the hill. And a TV station can be right beside the radio station. There we are. City Hall. I don't think that affects. We can put the City Hall beside the old town here. I know I'm not taking that much care in terms of the placement of these rewards, because, you know, I do find in this game one of the challenges of regional play is that as your region grows and you have many cities, it becomes less and less interesting to kind of micromanage the placement of those rewards. And the nature of those rewards is such that if you don't place them, your cities don't really behave very well. They don't develop well because they provide various benefits. Basically, they're very useful to have. Let's put it that way. Where was I here? Is that okay? That's fine. Oh, we need to build a jail. Let's take. This is a medium tile. It's really weird to be working in a smaller tile. When I make custom regions, I generally don't use smaller than the large tile. I'm not a huge fan of working on these small tiles. I want a jail, and then I want to lower its funding to the bare minimum. There we are. Put this down to next to nothing. Up to 70,000 here. We already have a little commercial strip here. I will be putting more commercial in these cities. I'm holding off on doing that, to be honest. Yeah, okay. I'm holding off on doing that, to be honest, because I don't. I want to finish. I want to finish building the whole region before I start siphoning jobs off of the central city into the regions outside, into the cities outside. Okay, so some of these things are seem to be just a hangover. I don't know if we have the budget to give them. We probably have the budget to give them a fire department. Although it's amazing, we're actually really pushing the edge of. Let's just put one maybe, in case we actually get a fire. Probably best to put it like here. Okay. Yeah, I'm very tempted to put a little industrial area here, because it will also provide jobs for Hotville. Excuse me. Yeah, let's do it. We can kind of make it. We don't need to build it right up against the residential. We can kind of make it a little independent zone. Let's do a little grid over here. Make a kind of industrial, self-contained industrial park. Oh god, really should not be using the mouse wheel to zoom. That's one piece of advice I would give anyone. Don't use the mouse wheel to zoom. It's bad news. That's how we get crashed to desktops. Although this setup I have here on this computer now should be better in terms of crash to desktop than it has been or was at one point. I need to build rail overpasses and stuff here, but I'm gonna just not do it for now. It's not like the city has a huge amount of traffic anyway. Let's make a diagonal here. There we are. It's kind of interesting to have an industrial park that's not like kind of directly connected to this part of the city. Getting to be a little bit more suburban style development. I will, however, I'm going to zone dense industrial because I pretty much always zone dense industrial, especially if I'm building a big city. I like to centralize the jobs and have people traveling to them from many locations. For now I'm going to do this. I have a feeling that I'm going to want a higher capacity road coming up through here. I also need to do something about this rail. I think this rail should probably actually go up around here, but we're not there yet. I'm not really worried about the next city tile over. Let's do this. And one thing that I should probably do is make a power deal with the next city over, because that city has a huge power capacity because I built that like giant modded power plant. So yeah. All right. There we are. Kind of a mix of, ooh, okay, so we've run out of water. I haven't found a mod, I haven't looked very hard, but I have not found a mod for like a super high capacity water pump. It's not as necessary because, ooh, yeah, I don't know if we can afford that, to be honest. I'm not sure that we can. That's just put our budget over, I think. Where's the other water guy? Ooh, yeah, we're gonna have bad water pollution there. Okay, what's going on here? Well, we can start by deleting this one. Should also make sure, I would like to, is this zones, ooh. Maybe I'll keep it low density for now. Okay, yeah, we can't afford that, but I think we will be able to very soon, so I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna play the fire minigame. I will drop a fire station, and I'll put it like here, cover the industrial area. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, education strike. A golf course. Uh-oh, yeah, we're having power problems that I very much anticipated. These golf courses look really awful when you build them on areas that aren't flat. Fuck that, I'm not building it. Not for now, anyway. Especially in the medium tiles, they just don't they don't look very good. What do I want to do here? This water thing is going to be a real hassle. I need to. It's using up too much money. Yeah, we're gonna need it soon enough, though. The thing is, I'm not sure that we will need it. Let's just delete it and replace it by like 1, 2, 3 of those. That balances our budget, and now we can deal with. Is there? We do not have a power line connecting us to the next city over. Point Baja. Can I buy power from Point Baja, please? Yes, yes, yes. I'll deal with that after. I want... first of all, is this power plant actually fully funded? Most likely, yes. Neighbor deals! Point Baja. Sell me all your power. Oh. Was that me selling them, or... No, that's me buying, yeah. Okay. Oh. No, import rate. Monthly income. God, that's confusing. Export rate. Why does this seem wrong to me? I want to buy... Oh, their export rate to us. Okay, yes, that's what I want. Thank you. I want to buy the cheap coal power from next door. Yes, now I will fix the education thing, but we're still having power outages. Maybe I have to go next door to fix that. This is why I don't like neighbor deals. The last thing I want to do is go next door and, you know, have to increase the funding there just to get this city to function. It works, it functions, it's just really irritating. So rather than do that, for the time being, I'm going to do this, and maybe off screen, I'll organize all of the cities so that they're all paying for power from one. But what I'm trying to do is avoid flipping back and forth constantly. Oh yeah, I need to fix the education. We're up to 75,000 in this city. It'd be nice to get it to 100,000. Okay. This is bullshit. And sometimes those I know there's a mod that fixes the annoying news ticker. It makes it work better, and it's something I should consider at some point. It's not. I have never installed it, to be honest. Or, you know, I think I did once, quite a while ago. Quite a while ago, but all right, there we go. But yeah, no, it's not. I haven't spent a lot of time with it, but it'd be interesting to experiment with it for sure. All right, let's go to Plantation Bay City and see if we can get anything to develop. That's just not true. Is there a clinic here or something that's underfunded? Oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay. There we go. That's what it is. I knew it. I knew it. Do we have any budget? Not really. We can maybe afford another clinic here. Just double up that clinic. But we're really at the limit of our budget here. Okay, that's why we were getting that annoying message. And I will take a quick look at traffic, because I wouldn't be surprised if we had some kind of major issues. This does not look too bad to me. Oh, it's this one. Oh, that makes sense. Well, we'll have to think about... Oh, wait a second. You know, did I... Yeah, we have mass transit here. Okay. Yeah, we have the... this line here, which we could continue a bit. I think we'll continue it right out here. But we don't have any more residential demand here. We're also likely not hitting a demand cap. So let's go back briefly to Plantation Bay City, and then what I'd like to do is actually work on Dunberg Heights. Because again, my goal here is to go all the way around and kind of build the inner city neighborhoods all around the city. We're up to 825. I'd say, well, I don't want to make any promises, but I'd say that there is a good chance. Okay, we also, oh, there's a highway connection here. Where does that highway go? Interesting. And we have a rail connection as well. Okay, I'm gonna head back out again. I just need to take a look here at the, thankfully the load times seem to be good today. Okay, so that highway goes straight into Plantation Bay City, and then we can continue it out there, and I'm gonna make this highway go up around Dunberg Heights, for sure. So that'll be our goal this episode. I'm gonna go in here, and I just want to see if we can create a little bit more, if some of the office demand will return. Okay, that's, ooh, maybe, I don't know. Oh yeah, okay, good. Let's see if, because we have some office abandonment, so and maybe we'll rezone some stuff. I don't want to get too much into that either, though. Let's okay, so some offices are going up in the central area. Let's take a look at desirability here. Everything's pretty much maxed out. Yeah, Hotville's got some industry, so there's not a lot of office desirability there. But in the airport, yeah, everything's looking pretty predictable. What might make sense though would be to actually zone some offices in this area here. We're getting lots of traffic. Let's take a look at the volume map, see where we have high traffic areas. We can just kind of go back and forth like there. These are good areas for us to develop office zones. That's pretty much already done there. And then it's the neighbor connections really, right? Yeah. And what about this road here? That's one of the busiest roads in the city. Yeah, okay. So I've done a pretty good job of putting commercial areas where there's traffic. It's been a while since I spent much time in this city. Let's... Now, because we have this, like, we definitely want to get rid of some of that residential demand, the residential zoning, because there's just too much residential in this city for sure. So let's go with the dense office right there. That's a good bet, and that kind of follows a certain logic anyway. Eventually, I'd like to make all of the residential in this tile the densest residential, and the balance of residential and commercial will lean much more in favor of commercial, but I'm pleasantly surprised to see that we are still getting office demand here. I was a bit concerned. Okay, let's go back to our traffic map here, looking at traffic volume, and whoa, all right, so obviously there's a huge amount of traffic around the highway. I'm reluctant to delete, what is this, dense? Let's make sure that this is all dense here. And I think I will dezone. I'm trying to use hotkeys here. I think I will dezone this just right along the off-ramp there, and I will put dense office. That makes sense. What a mess. Okay. Bloody diagonal streets. No. Let's do that. And like that. And I don't know if there's something already there. Okay. And where else? Yeah, this is super busy. This actually makes me think that we should be doing some kind of transit link down here. What do we have? Subway, L train. Yeah, there's really a complete lack of mass transit on the South Shore here. So that's a thing. These transit lines are actually looking pretty busy. Happy to see. I'm going to put some more offices up there, and this undeveloped residential land, I might just zone all of that to office. And yeah, let's take a look here again. Road traffic. I will just rezone. Let's go dezone here. That's fine. I'll just rezone like this spot here, maybe. I need those high-tech jobs, so I gotta be a little bit cautious. Excuse me. Yeah, we're getting big offices here as well. This is already, I believe, Zone's office. Yes. Okay. Everything's looking pretty good. Let's go over to Hotville, take a look at some high-traffic areas here. The best thing for me to do is to probably rezone. Let's go here because it's right by the transit station. And then let's take this area here. This area here. That. That's probably fine. That about covers it. This is probably not going to grow because it's kind of incorrectly. I'm just going to zone all this commercial for now, and we'll see what happens. If anything, we'll densify the existing residential because, for one way or another, it's not going to develop residential, right? So we know that. I've been trying for quite some time, and it's not working. So at the very least, we can fill in the city. And if it doesn't develop, if the traffic's too low, it will just develop generally as like cheap shops and stuff, and that's fine too because we have lots of demand. We have an insatiable demand for commercial services. So let's just wait and see. It's gonna take a while, I think. Probably losing a bunch of money in this city. Oh no, we're not. Yeah, the budget game becomes kind of easy after a while. Come on now. Okay, there we go. Getting a little bit of development. At least use up some of that commercial demand. Looks like we used up all the office demand, so that's good. Yeah. And that kind of makes sense, in real cities, generally when one type of zone is not flourishing, it does get replaced by another over time. Of course, in real cities, most real cities anyway, I mean, some American cities have this very strict separation of zones where you have residential, industrial, and commercial zones are quite separate areas. A lot of cities, especially European cities, but certainly where I live in Montreal, what you actually have is your basic residential zone is a mixed-use zone always. So there are certain types of retail that are always allowed in residential buildings, and that tends to lead to the kind of thing that we're doing now naturally, in the sense that like if businesses close and someone takes it over and wants to live in it, then it's not very hard for them to do that. And if an apartment is not being rented out, or maybe the space isn't very convenient for a living space, then it will tend to be converted to a business. So yeah, all right. Well, that's enough time here in Plantation Bay City, I think. Let's head over to whatever it's called up there. God, I'm forgetting my city names. Yeah, this is concerning for sure. I mean, we'll need to probably replace a lot of the residential in this city with commercial. I think I just saved. You guys must be noticing, like, Rob, you just saved, but that's just how I play. I hit save more than once, most of the time. Dunberg Heights, yes. So, Dunberg Heights has 75,000 in the bank. I start all these cities for those who have maybe not watched the earlier episodes. Oh, there's a road link I never connected up there to Plantation Bay City. I think I gotta pay attention to that. Let's just for the sake of good practice here, let's put a ferry connection on this side of the river. I don't think there's any point in putting a bridge, and then I will do road connections. Rob's River and Plantation Bay City, like so. Because it's not like we're going to build anything there, but at the very least, and maybe we'll put some commercial, to be honest, but at the very least, it's just like, this is just a neighbor connection that should be exploited. Okay. So, I don't know that I should extend that highway right away. Let's start by looking at our budget here. We have some money to spare. Let's drop down a little bit of, you know, we'll go low density commercial along this road. Dezone that. And I will start to build out the road network. We do have a fair amount of residential demand here, or a little bit anyway. Look at that. Developing quite nicely. I'm just going to, at this point, I'm just kind of allowing these two types of style to build. It's kind of neat to have a historical style change over time, but at the end of the day, just because of the way the game kind of builds things, it starts to all fall apart as the city gets bigger. Okay, I'm going to just complete the grid this side of the tracks for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're definitely going to need to think about some employment on a regional scale at this point. We did just put some industry next door, so that's good. In Mount Auburn, anyway. I guess I'm going with a tight grid. Okay. Let's do that. And I'll just do something like this. It's okay. God damn it. Excuse me. Yeah, I think at this point I'm just trying to kind of fill out the region, flesh it out a bit. So, do we have buses in this town? No. Let's at least put buses along the main road. Interesting. That's a park, looks like. Okay. Definitely a bus stop by the train. I'll clean up all that mess later. There we are. I'm going to zone all of this residential for the time being. Just quickly. Nope. Let's see here. And then I'll need to look at services. Yes, zone too large. Okay, there we go. Yeah, at this point, I'd say most of the residential areas are actually going to be outside of Plantation Bay City. I think that's where we're headed anyway. We're not there yet, but at this point there are certainly more people living outside of Plantation Bay City than there are living in it. So, oh, I see what I've done here. Okay, well that's fine. Let's let this develop. And then we should have enough money to provide them with all the education and stuff. Yeah, we got lots more than enough. Oh, we have a school. Hilarious. Okay, so this school is probably going to be... Well, let's just do this for now. Oh, wow. Already a private school? I'll take it. Private schools are kind of neat because they're free schooling. For the city anyway. It doesn't cost the city anything to have private schools, right? So I don't know that we have high school in this town. Let's put a high school. I'm just gonna put everything at this point. And a library. I think we have a clinic here too. Let's take a look. Okay, let's just drop another clinic for now. Probably waste of time. Probably should just go straight to the hospital, but let's just see here if we can get some, you know, high-end stuff going on here. Get some money. Build that highway. Ooh, yeah, we can barely afford the services we're offering, so let's hold off. Probably I can turn down funding on something. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Tone down the high school a bit. The clinics are in good shape. We have no garbage disposal. Always the endless problem, right? I put a power plant over here, I think, which is a little bit weird, but we can put one of these guys. I'm gonna put an incinerator in this town. Okay, we can afford it, just barely. Okay, I'll look at the budget in a second. We are just barely making money in this town. I think that once again, I think the right idea is going to be to drop some industry, perhaps along this highway. So let's start by making a highway ramp, probably along this corridor here. Let's actually just delete this road, delete this road, delete this road. Once again, I'll think about how I want to organize this rail later, but for the time being, I'm going to run this road there, and then I'm going to, that's a ground highway, so that's perfect. I'm going to put an on-ramp here. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's start by just dragging the highway up to there, and then we'll drag it over this way afterwards. That looks about right. We are very, very, very quickly going to run out of money here. Let's not even build any more highway for the time being. And I will... How does it look if I just do this? It's fine. I'm trusting the game engine to to build my road network, which is always a risky proposition. Okay, let's do that, and then... Obviously, this is not an ideal road design with the rail and stuff, but I'm just going to go with it for now. Let's put down bus stops. We're going to get a little bit more dirty industry, I think, but we can weed that out later. For the time being, I just want to get some employment going in this city. Let's give them water. I'm probably going to need another water pumping station, and perhaps another power plant to power that. Okay, yeah, right away. I think this is probably underfunded. Let's max that one out. Let's max this one out. We're out of water. That's easy enough to fix. Replace this with for the time being, with a pumping station. Ah, the water has been turned off, maybe because of water pollution. No, it's just capacity. Okay. Is that one plugged in though? I have a feeling that that other one there is not plugged in because we were getting. No, it's plugged in. Okay. That's fine. Go, go, go. I think we have no police station in this town. Oh God, how are we having such a? Oh, I see what's going on. That's okay. We have more than enough development coming to cover off the budget difference there. Okay. can do a similar thing on this side. Probably should have done this. Oh god. Okay, do we have fire in this city? No. I'll do some work on this rail line and get rid of those level crossings at some point. To be honest, I'm not opposed to having level crossings, you know, when they're not important. When I'm not in a high traffic area. For the time being, this city is still a pretty low traffic area, right? So, let's do this. Ooh, we don't have any money. Oops. Oh yeah. Okay, we're definitely having budget issues. I don't think. Let's see what's costing us. Utilities, essentially. It's this guy that's costing us too much. Let's just lower the funding there a bit for now. One thing, you guys want a little tip here. What thing to do here is to max fund this one and turn this one down. Because this one doesn't offer very much power, and it's much, much more expensive. It's a very expensive form of power that wastes energy. I don't like to cheese it too much, because actually if you defund this completely, there's like a weird glitch where you just never have to provide more capacity for garbage, and I don't know, I find that kind of cheesy, but anyway, I'll do that for now. That puts us in the positive. Let's take a look at health and education, see if we're overfunding anything. No, not there. Here we are overfunding a library. That's $200. It's it's not nothing. Okay. Are we connected to Rob's River on this tile? I think so. Let's see. Let's do. No, let's put the road here in the middle. Yeah, I have very little money. I really should not be fucking around like this. And I'll just redesign this afterwards. But the idea would be that. Okay. But yeah, let's get those connections going. And I think we're gonna need to do some more. I need to go around the region and look at where I can put employment areas. In my opinion, every part of this region at this point should have a mix of industry and other kinds of employments. And we're probably, oh yeah, dirty industry has gone right down. It's mostly manufacturing. That's fine. I like manufacturing industry. We're making money again, right? Okay. Again, I get in the habit of working in these city tiles that are super rich, and then I don't pay attention to how much things cost, but that's okay. Let's do something like that, and we'll just drop down some more bus stations. I'm just going to put more industry. Really want to get as much employment as I can in these tiles. Try and take advantage of those neighbor connections. Oops. There we go. Am I running? Oh, I don't have enough money. Let's just. Oh, the city's unplugged. Close one. There we go. Let's bankrupt the whole region. Okay. Start by doing that. Once we get this industry going, we will be able to afford what we need. Have we used up all of the demand? No. Nope. I don't think we have any water in this part of the city, so that's something to keep in mind. Let's just take this and extend it. 1, 2. We're probably going to use up our power capacity as well. But that will help our budget, more or less. We have very little commercial demand, which is kind of neat, interesting. And that looks like we've used up most of the, we've used up most of the dirty industrial demands. Let's upzone this because it's pretty much on, you know, it's kind of an extension of the city at this point, this Dunberg Heights town. We'll do that. Obviously, I think I need to fix all these stupid zots, but deal with that off screen. Let's let that up zone. Mostly. And then let's see if I can probably replace those 2 clinics with a hospital. We got some money again. Come on now. We're gonna upzone all of this. I will need to be bringing some more heavy transportation through here, but let's hold off on that for now. Let's take that rail and... No, I'm not touching the rail. I want to look at the regional map. I'm going to be doing some... I think at this point I will be doing a little bit of work off screen. A little bit of work off screen to kind of connect things up and do a little bit of transportation planning. And before I end this episode, we'll look at it together. And I'll give you a sense of what I want to do. It just, sometimes when I'm doing that transportation stuff, I like to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth a lot, and I'm trying to avoid doing too much of that while you guys are watching, so we'll see. But at this point, we need to take a very close look at the... No, that's not what I want. Come on now. Give me a nice smooth diagonal. Yeah, we need to pay... I'll be looking at the existing transportation that we have and kind of evaluating whether some of that maybe needs to be rethought and, you know, things like that. Oops. Okay, yeah. Zone a little bit more residential, especially to take advantage of this connection. Let's take commercial and just drop it here because this is going to be a neighbor connection and they always get busy. It's kind of a neat road that runs along that little, I don't know what's on the other side. I hope there's not like a pit of water here or something. Be kind of funny. Okay. There we are. Just one more street of residential at least. What are we up to here? 18,000. Yeah, we need more population in this tile. For sure. Let's extend the... Oh, we're good. Okay. And I think very, very soon we're going to be spending a lot of time in Rob's River. It's a lot of time in the other big tiles of the region. Yeah, I know I need to offer more services. Okay, we got lots of money now. I'm just going to, let's review the services in Dunberg Heights. What's this here? This is health. Okay, this is stupid. We'll get rid of these 2 clinics. It was never a good plan to begin with. And we will just drop a hospital. Something that covers the whole area. Here we are. Let's probably eat. Oh, still, budget's still okay. Take a look at education. Education's actually looking remarkably good, largely because of that private school. So I will just drop down another elementary school. Okay. Oops. And I think we have everything else we need for the time being. We don't have a college in this tile, but that's okay. I don't think we can extend this town too much more until we get more transit. Oh, we can use that highway. Yeah, let's use this little budget excess that we have and save a little bit of money and complete this highway. And in order to complete this highway, I'm going to want to go look and see over in the neighboring tile where I think I want to actually take it. Okay, 36,000. That's not so bad. We're running out of water or something. Just gonna go back outside here for a second. We will complete this highway. So, it wouldn't be such a bad idea to have the highway run into Rob's River. I think that makes sense. And maybe I can adjust this here and have a bridge over there. And I think that's a good idea. The rail... Question is... I don't even know if I want to extend that rail. I don't know if it makes sense. I think we'll just extend the highway. And then this rail here, this rail is going up here. This rail can go up here. For sure. I think. I guess it would be good to have rail on this side of the river. Okay, let's extend the rail and the highway. Starting with the rail, and then we'll just save up a bit of money and do the highway afterwards. It's always good to do the rail first. Put the rail up here. There we are. And then the highway can be like up here. Way up there. That's fine. We're running out of water again, I think. Yes. Let's put it there for now. Okay, up to 40,000. So the industry is not developing super quickly. Oh, it'd be really cool to do a highway tunnel. Can we get a tunnel, please? Please? God, tunnels in this game are so weird. I don't seem to be able to force it to do a tunnel. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna do this for now like this, and I can adjust the exact course of the highway as we build roads out. There are some things I could be doing to smooth these highways out, but I'm not gonna worry too much about it for now. There we are. That's good. Starting to complete the highway loop around the city. Now that we've done that, we can consider extending the city. For the time being, let's use up some of this residential demand. By at least extending up to this rail line, and we'll put a station along that line. Okay. Yeah. Put a station right here. That can be our kind of transit solution for the time being. Okay. We're not really using the highway link yet, but we will. Did I put... Yeah, I did. Okay. Put some more buses. Perfect. Squeeze some more population out of this tile. We'll be able to get lots more once we start building highway ramps up there. I think that will be low density residential though. We will be doing a suburban. Uh-oh, I'm out of money. We will be doing a kind of suburban development around the edge of town. That's in the cards for sure. Yes, yes, yes. No. A new private school? That's weird. I feel like we probably haven't used up the capacity for the original one. 234,000. Yes, yes, yes. Strikes and everything. This hospital's probably pretty much maxed out. That's fine. And then we'll go with, we're gonna delete these two schools. Zone some more medium density residential. Come on now, there we go. I hope that worked, yep. And then I will drop a large school. These things, by the way, if you're interested in to know how to get rid of them, these stupid like ZOTs for the U-Drive It thing, it's here. And I always forget. I actually regularly forget where it is. I'm like, oh god, where do I go to turn those off again? They get in the way, right? You click on them as you're trying to zone and stuff. And that's where you get rid of them. They're stupid. Oops. God, sometimes it's funny when I'm doing these Let's Plays, I'm sure when I make mistakes like that, you guys see it. I don't. It's kind of the weird thing about recording something and posting it online is everyone's going to see the mistakes that you don't see. So, you know, it is what it is, basically. So, yeah. Okay, we got a station up there for now. Has kind of a stopgap. Yes, we don't have any police in the city, I'm aware. Yeah, we need a school, large elementary school. Let's try and put it in a place where it can kind of reach everyone. And we'll just do that. Okay. Budget's looking decent. Oh, except that we're running out of power. So we're gonna need another coal plant here. Industry is developing nicely. Let's zone a bit more. Oh, I love those big factories. Love them. We'll clean it up eventually. Alright, you can have police. Just one, though. Do we have fire? We'll soon find out if we don't. Yeah, we do. That's fine. When I do my next region in SimCity 4, I will be using a radius doubler. I don't know why. I decided the last time I spent a long time modding the game. I kind of decided like, oh, I don't know if I want to use a radius doubler, but no, there's no doubt in my mind now that a radius doubler is both more realistic. It's more fun to play that way, and yeah, I'm gonna double the radius of all of the vanilla buildings, and that's just gonna be that. It's a real you know, again, it's interesting. So many of the little challenges this game gives you are designed for the first, you know, 200,000 worth of population. I mean, most of your rewards are unlocked by the time your city gets not much bigger than this, right? So a lot of the little challenges it gives you in terms of managing the radius of the hospitals and stuff really are not that interesting once your city gets really big. They're not interesting challenges. And also, well, that partly has to do, I think, with the way that we play the game now with the network add-on mod means that the engine can handle much larger cities than it could when the game hadn't been modded to that degree. So it really does change the name of the game. Let's do this and this. Come on. Oh no. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's like I said, like the challenge, the challenge really is not that substantial. Past 100,000 or 200,000 population in the region actually, and so I tend, that's why I'm going to do the radius doubler. I don't think micromanaging the radius of your individual schools is all that interesting. I mean, it's it's similar in some ways to just the general micromanagement of the game. This is all going to be industrial. This whole corner of this map is going to be industrial, and the rest of the map will likely be residential. Okay. Looks like we're getting a mix of dirty and manufacturing industry. Oh, that's good. This will be mostly manufacturing. Ah, and some, and even some. Let's put down a park here. Put down some of these, and a couple of these. Just try and encourage a little bit of high-tech industry. I'm thinking a lot about pollution in this game, and it's interesting. I mean, I think it's good from a kind of political standpoint, actually, that they model pollution in the game. I think when SimCity 2000, SimCity 3000, just the whole series historically, I think when they were coming out kind of in the 90s, environmentalism and was kind of, in its infancy. Obviously, environmentalism's been around since like the 60s and 70s, right? But I think that the serious global warming stuff really started to be talked about in the 90s. So I think it was very good that the game acknowledged that pollution was a problem in cities. But I don't think that the way that pollution is economically modeled in the cities is actually that realistic. People don't generally move to different parts of a city because the air is polluted, or not the degree to which they do in this game. Obviously, none of us want to live in a polluted city, and none of us want to be kind of choking on the air. But I feel like development is way too sensitive to pollution. In fact, one of the scariest things maybe about the global warming thing is that people actually don't notice pollution, right? They don't notice pollution, and so they feel like, what's the big deal? And I think obviously there's some very acute like water pollution and stuff, and people really don't like it when their water is polluted, and I think that's fairly well modeled in the game, but a lot of us live in cities. I mean, North American cities have gotten a lot cleaner, but a lot of us nowadays live in cities where there's a lot of smog in the air in the summer, for example. I live in Canada, so it's cold in the winter, and the way you don't get as much smog in the winter as you do in the summer because of the heat and the kind of greenhouse effect, right? But there are smog days in most cities, and yet none of us. And I'm not saying this is okay, but it's not like if there's smog here, I'm gonna pack up and move over here, right? And in this game, the way that they behave, the way that Sims behave, is as if they were so sensitive to the smog coming from these factories that they instantly packed up their bags and moved over here, or just left, right? And I feel like that's not really. That does not really reflect people's real behaviors. If I live here and I have a really good job working here, I might very well just stay here, because I can just sort of walk over to my job, and I might be coughing a bit, or I might get sick or something like that. But there's a pretty good chance I'm actually just not going to put two and two together and realize that maybe I shouldn't be living right beside the factory. So I don't know. It's a bit weird. I find that pollution in this game in particular is like the biggest thing, in the sense that like the determining factor to where your rich neighborhoods and poor neighborhoods are is almost more like, you'll notice the difference between having one of the elementary schools. I don't know where it went. The difference between having this school and this school and that school in terms of how rich the neighborhood is negligible. So how is it that Sims are more sensitive to pollution than they are to having a high school education? I think that's not realistic. At least, and I'm just talking from my point of view as a North American, but I feel like most middle-class people are going to be a lot more sensitive to whether or not their neighborhood offers a high school than to whether or not there's kind of a little bit of smoke in the air. And a little bit, even a lot. People are surprisingly tolerant of a fair amount of pollution, but they would not tolerate not having access to a hospital or not having access to a high school. So, interesting. Food for thought. But yeah, by all means, comment on, what are your impressions of what I've just gone on about. My latest rant. Oh, this is just a bad road design altogether. Let's not do this. This is just stupid. Do I have any money? Yeah, this highway needs to. We need more breathing space here. I do, however, want to keep extending this residential area. Oh, what? God, that's not where I wanted that road. No, indeed no. Let's do something like this. Oops. And like this. That's not necessary. Okay. Okay. And that I will do. Okay. And let's put bus stops along the main arterial road here. And let's zone this residential. Should probably make sure that there's a school here. Once again, just trying to get to 100,000 population. And that's been my main goal. You'll have noticed that I've been really focusing a lot on residential developments around the edge of the city. There's an interesting thing that happens in SimCity 4, and that is when you expand a region, like every new city tile gets like 50,000 or 60,000 of a kind of freebie in terms of demand cap. So, every city has a base demand cap, and so every time you start a new city tile in the region, you're just kind of adding on to the total potential population of the city without having to provide the amenities. And so I kind of wanted to get a sense of, what this city will tolerate in terms of a population without, going too far afield. Also get a sense of what kind of transportation infrastructure is necessary to feed that central city. We've gone way overboard, in my opinion, with transportation. I've got these metro lines kind of going nowhere, to be honest. Oops. Oh, the diagonals. We need another ramp here. Let's do that now. Right now. Perfect. In fact, we will do new. No, that doesn't work. Let's do this. Something needs to happen here. Another. I'll just do it now. Just do it now. Get it over with. Right. I'm going to do a video soon on my favorite network add-on mod pieces, and this is going to be one of them for sure. Oh god. Oops. It's a very quick and easy, kind of quick and dirty way to keep your rail grade separated. It's a lot. It involves a lot less puzzle pieces than the other methods of doing it, which are also fun and good. But okay, let's also put some bus stops along this this here road. There we are. And by extending the city north here, I have kind of given us some structure for what the other side of Rob's River is going to look like, right? We probably have... We're running out of water, maybe? Yep. There we are. And yeah, we need to make some adjustments to the school system. That's fine. Where are you? There. No, everything looks fine. What's going on here? We have something is over capacity. Education. That's fine. Ah, the library. Hilarious. Okay. Yeah, we haven't done any much high density development. I think I discussed last episode how I have really come to the conclusion that residential density is too high when you don't mod it. So that's partly why I've been avoiding a lot of the high density. It just doesn't make sense. It's just, you know, having 6,000 people living in an apartment building or whatever, it just is kind of insane. I'm hoping not to have to build another power plant, but if I do, it's not a big deal. Okay. So, while we have some demand for... Let's put some high-tech industry up here. And hope that it develops without creating too much of a nuisance. I'll just put some parks. There we are. That's probably enough. And we'll do some bus stops. There we go. Let's give it water. Probably need to give it some fire protection too. Well, I'll deal with that after. There we go. It looks like it's a mix, actually. Oh yeah, I forgot. There I was saying I didn't want to put more power plants and then build a bunch of industry. Hilarious. Okay, let's just drop another one of these here for now. And then I'll fix this highway after. State-of-the-art health, yes. Well, deal with that after. Everything looks okay. We need to run the clock in these cities a bit longer to get that education up for sure. We have more demand for offices. So, I am going to end this episode shortly, but I would like to take a look at the region. And we've kind of expanded northward a lot here, a substantial amount. We're at 864,000. Hopefully next episode, we've kind of come full circle. It'd be kind of nice to fill this in maybe, but we'll hold off on that. We've kind of come full circle. We kind of went down through Ventura Beach, Point Baja, Mount Auburn, and I think the thing to do at this point is to complete a highway loop here. In fact, maybe this can be turned into a highway and just kind of go straight that way. That could be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that's the thing to do, and that will really give structure to the whole region. I've made some road connections. I've got this rail connection going as well. And then, yeah, we'll take a look at, you know, I think by the time, if I fill out all this, I think we'll be hitting a million pretty soon. And then outside of this highway ring, I'm going to start to do some kind of suburban type development. So yeah. Some suburban type development for sure. And also Edgewater at some point. And I should start to look. I'm going to do a little bit of looking off screen and kind of see. Oh wow, look at that. See, I know this had been hovering at 300,000 for quite some time. And it's now up to 344,000 commercial jobs. And that's okay. That's good. We're going to kind of see how much population we can squeeze out of all these tiles out here, and we're going to try and convince them all to go work in the offices here. Let's see, 22,000 industrial jobs, 22,000, 8,000 industrial jobs, 10,000 industrial jobs, 27,000, and 70,000 industrial jobs. Industry's kind of spread all over the outskirts of the city. Let's take a look at the satellite. I wish that there was a zone view in the region. It's very hard to tell where your zones are. Like, I can't really see, to be honest, where the industry zones are. I know there's industry here because I remember building it, and I know we put some industry there, and then this is industry, and there's a big chunk of industry there as well. So there's that. But yeah, it's a little bit hard to tell on the regional view what you're looking at. But the city's starting to just visually from the satellite view, the city is starting to have kind of a natural look to it. Other areas I would consider developing is Point Baja on the other side of that highway. I think that's going to be kind of, again, sort of suburban area type thing. I do have to think about some kind of mass transit. I think the mass transit is going to go through Edgewater, Ventura Beach, back up to Plantation Bay City, and then maybe through Point Baja there or something. Some kind of subway L-train type thing. Maybe there'll be a subway tunnel across this span here. Right there. That could be cool. But yeah. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to submit a name for a neighborhood, a street, or what have you, feel free to leave a comment. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. Ciao.